What's going on, moms and dads? Welcome to the latest episode of the Fade You podcast, previewing NFL Week 16. We've come to that point. It's Christmas week, 3 weeks left in the NFL regular season. The dads are going to try to finish strong in the Westgate SuperContest. My name is Matthew James, joined as always by the poopy one himself. Chris, you just launched?
I launched, Dad. Neil has kids.
Man.
Kyle has a kid. You have a dog. Joe has 2 dogs. I'm the only one with nothing to show of, so I need to do something.
Fire away, Dad. Off to a great start. Joe here with us as well. Joe off the birthday weekend, of course, last weekend. Good to see you, Dad. How are you doing?
Excellent, man. Pretty stoked. I'll be up in Santa Clara going to the Niners game on Saturday. Really looking forward to that. Seeing my parents. It's going to be a good time. But we don't know what we're going to bet on yet. Maybe we'll find out today.
I was going to say, lots to look forward to for those of us who are traveling for the holiday weekend. But what we really have to look forward to is who we're going to be betting on. So we'll find out shortly. And Neil, how's it going, Dad?
Like Chris mentioned, when you got 2 kids and it's Christmas season, it is just nothing but fucking, can we open a present? Can we open a present? It's like,
God.
No, goddammit. You're going to wait. Little shits, but gotta love it.
You know who doesn't ask for that? Is the dog. Dog doesn't ask for shit. All right? So I'm just saying. Might be the way to go, Chris. Save your, material there. All right. Where are we at with the Super Contest? Where are we at with NFL going into Week 16? Unfortunately, the dad struggled a little bit. I don't think anybody hit 3 wins in their 5 last weekend, right? Joe was 2-2-1. I think that was the best of the group. Is that right?
That is correct, but it's okay, Matthew. We're in 50th place and we're 1 point. Let me repeat. 1 point out of the money. 1.
Right
That's
there.
hot, Dad.
Nice, very nice.
Just we saved all the winners for the last 3 weeks is really what we're getting at here. So, Joe, what is your record on this season so far up to this point through 15 weeks? Are you 46?
46 and a half. So 46, whatever the loss is, and one push. It's like 61.5% or something. I just had the fucking Westgate website up looking at it, and actually, I'll tell you right now, I got it up. I found a tab here. We are 46, 28-1, which is 61.3%.
Beautiful. Chris, I think you're still 1 ahead of me. Am I looking at this right? Are you 40?
44 and 31, I think.
44 and 31. All right. So right there, I'm 40. Let's see. I'm 42 and 33, I think. Or 44. We can't do numbers. We don't do numbers on this show. We'll post the graphic Will just did.
We bet them. We don't add them up.
If we were talking about writing an English paper, we'd be fucking good to go in this.
We'd be real solid.
Perfect. It's been a long semester, Dad. It's been a long semester. Dad's brain is about done. One more day for yours truly. So,
Nice.
Everybody's having a good year. Everybody's well over 50%, and we love to see that. And we're going to try to finish on a good note and give the people some more winners here leading up to playoffs. I mean, we talk about our contest picks every week. We love betting in the NFL playoffs. We love the narratives and kind of dissecting all those. So lots of good stuff. My brother says stick to English. He is correct. He is 100% correct. So, all right, let's talk about some of these Week 16 matchups. Joe, you have been the leader in the clubhouse for a while. Why don't we let you get us started? We got 1 game on Thursday. We got a bunch of games on Saturday. We got 3 games on Sunday. We got 1 game on Monday. We have a whole weekend of football to look forward to. Where are you going with a play for Vanilla Gorilla?
Dude, I hate to do it, but I'm going to go Tennessee -3 against the Texans. I think the Texans are due to come back down to earth. They've covered 2 straight, almost one outright as double-digit dogs. I think at this point they're going to go into Tennessee, and I think that Tennessee defense, which did show up last week, can shut them down and score enough to cover or win by 4. So Tennessee's my favorite play. I hate doing a division favorite like this, but this just seems like a spot to buy low on Tennessee and sell a little bit high on the Texans.
4 straight losses for Tennessee. Is that right?
Four straight losses. They're 0-3-1 ATS, but Vrabel in his career has never lost 5 straight ATS. So, like I mentioned earlier, I just think this is a good buy low spot on Tennessee. I don't give a shit who's playing quarterback either.
Malik.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's the defense that's going to take care of business, not the, I think that's where that bet comes from, is Tennessee's defense just holding them and then being somewhat competent in scoring.
Derrick Henry has rushed for over 200 yards in 4 straight games against the Texans. I think that's pretty good. Neil, your thoughts here. You kind of have been pounding the table for Vrabel at various points this season. Do you think this is kind of like the ultimate get right spot for Tennessee, even in spite of having a backup quarterback?
I think it has to be. I mean, right, this is kind of like they're all in with Jacksonville winning last week and right on their toes. So this is kind of like their all in game. Like I said, Vrabel's never lost 5 in a row. I have been pounding the table. I think we will end up being on the Titans as well. I see no reason, especially with a backup quarterback, why Derrick Henry can't put up 2 Bills against the Texans this week. Like Joe said, 2 all-in games. The Texans. I'm wearing my Texans shirt today. They've given it everything. The last 2 games. So kudos to them for hanging in there. But first round pick is heading their way. So I'll be on Titans -3.
So hold on a sec. I want to make sure I'm understanding the argument correctly. Are we thinking because they gave it everything they have in 2 games in a row against Dallas and Kansas City, they don't have much left to give, even though this is a division game?
I'd be interested to see where the splits are in this one, but I feel like this is going to be oh my God, the Texans have, went the distance with Dallas. The Texans take Kansas City to overtime. Tennessee's on their backup quarterback. Is this a tech? I think there could for the first time in a while, there could be a little bit of love on the Texans here after what they've had the last 2 games.
I agree, and I want to fade that narrative. But Neil, maybe we should figure out if Vrabel has any crypto and did he lose a shitload of money this week? Have we figured that out?
We should find out. I'll look into it.
Is there anybody in the NFL that's less likely to have cryptocurrency than Mike Vrabel?
He probably hasn't even heard of cryptocurrency.
I guess Bill B, but he's kind of old.
I don't know. He's tied. See, I would say he's tied in with Brady there. So I bet Brady's gotten him in on some crypto. I wouldn't.
But there's no way Vrabel's doing any of that bullshit. This is a cut your dick off game. Go Vrabel.
Chris, your thoughts on this one? I mean, you and I love division dogs, so can you get behind this one as a division fave off of you're really going against those try-hard Texans?
Yeah, I don't know. With the backup, it's for sure. I mean, we saw it -7 when we were doing our preview, right? Sunday night, this line's dropped about 4 points almost. Is the drop-off from starter to backup 4 points, especially when, like you guys said, they're going to be run-heavy anyways. It seems like you could do a fade the overreaction. I said that last week. But the Titans are now in they're a little more. I think they might have thought they were in the driver's seat, which they were for that division. And now Jags are nipping at their heels. So especially if they win Thursday night, that might put even more pressure. So that might be an angle for the Titans to make sure they get a hold on that South.
I would say teams were beating Tennessee throwing on them. Right, we talked about it last week. Philly threw all over them. Jacksonville threw all over them. The Chargers didn't, which was bizarre. And do we really think that Houston, with this 2 quarterback combo that they're rolling out there, Neil, what the fuck are your Houston Texans doing with Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills? So
Honestly,
is Houston really equipped to throw on them?
the Santa narrative is making me a little nervous though. Fucking what's his face having that huge white beard? Texans coach.
Lovey.
Yeah, Lovey
Yeah.
he's got the most Santa-esque beard, so maybe that's gonna make me a little nervous. Is this game on Christmas Day? I think it is.
No, this is one of the Saturday games. The theme of this week as well is going to be cold weather.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere outside of where we live, I think. This is supposed to be 20 degrees, wind gusts up to 33 miles an hour. So it's going to be freezing ass cold, even in Nashville. So that seems like it would lend itself to a running game and a good defense.
Have fun tackling Derrick Henry when it's fucking -5 degrees.
Yeah, when it might feel like 6. That's
perfect.
No 0. That's 6 single digits. So yeah, all right. Okay, Joe, with the Titans, they do need this one. For the first time, it feels like people are downing them. They're saying the Jags are breathing down their necks. So I like it. All right, Chris, you're still just ahead of me. I imagine you've got something disgusting queued up here for us.
Yeah, it's a beautiful week for disgust. I have to sift through. I text you guys about 3
When
or
is
4.
it not, Chris, in the NFL? When is it not?
I know. When is it not? When the NFL, when you got teams coming back from down 30 fucking points. Yeah, I got my brick wall up behind me because that's what the Bengals ran into and the Colts ran into with the huge leads. So I got to do it just because I'm just going to stick with it. I really like the Panthers and the Patriots as home dogs, but I'm going to go with the road dog. We're probably not going to get the hook. I'm doing it. Commanders off a huge primetime loss to the Giants. Look like shit. Fumbled into the end zone. Kicking is for losers.
Non-PI call.
Non-PI. The Niners are flying high just off a huge extra rest narrative off the Thursday night, win in Seattle. Purdy couldn't be any better. He's the new Tom Brady. Watch out for that guy on Sunday or Saturday. Take the Commanders, man. Stay hot. Gave out Colts last week. That was a no sweat, easy winner. +3.5, +4 in the contest. I think this has tees down to 1 written all over it. Everyone put it in your parlay, and it's it's an afternoon game, so it's a get out. If you lose, all the squares that lost in the 10 a.m. slot are gonna get it back with the Niners 100%.
Chris, let me ask you a question here. In Taylor Heineke's last 16 starts, what is he ATS?
11-5.
That is a fucking great guess. 11-4-1.
Oh wow, pretty
Nice.
decent.
That is very decent.
A
Teddy
lot of those probably,
Two Cox is dead ATS now. Do we have a new Teddy situation?
probably as a dog in most of those too, right, Joe?
Yeah, we're not
Most likely.
Catching a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah, last week was a rare fave position.
So, Chris, you're telling me you're not concerned about the Niners covering 5 straight?
Matt, I'm concerned because you said this team might never lose again. That very much concerns me. That they are the best team since the 85 Bears, but I think they can cover the 7.
And similar to Tennessee, now you have questions being asked of the Washington football team. I think Rivera was asked, at what point do you consider a QB switch going back to Wentz? And so they lose 1 game in primetime, and now here come the questions again. And Washington is being second-guessed. And the Niners just clinched the NFC West last night, so they're cruising. Neil, how does this one sound to you?
I want nothing to do with it. I do think you lost the hook. I think there were 7.5s out there, so you lost the hook. I don't know. This Niner team is. I mean, with Purdy, I just think that they got to. Whereas a normal team may just like take their foot off the gas. I think you've seen what I've seen with Purdy is if he's going to be the guy, they have to continue to play the entire football game throughout in order to get him reps and snaps. So I don't love it. I would lean with Chris. I would be a stay away. I don't know where Kyle's going to come out. I'm hoping he wants to stay away from it. But yeah, I got nothing on this one.
Yeah, the other narrative would be the Niners won't take their foot off the gas just because they can get the number 2 seed if the Vikings do lose. That would be the only thing that concerns me. Like Neil, it's probably a stay away from me. I'll just tease it because it's free money, so not a big deal.
Yeah, let me
that and the over, right? Or actually the under because we got 2 good defenses. That's probably the way to do this, huh?
Same game teaser. All right, let me book that.
Sarcasm, in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, don't go
the listeners out there, not the viewers. The viewers know.
They already booked the ticket, Joe. Too late.
Yeah, they're already holding on to the ticket.
Text your book, get it removed. Washington's got to get pressure. Somebody's got to get some pressure on this kid. If anybody can do it, Washington's got those guys on the D line. They should be able to get pressure without having to blitz. So that's going to be the big matchup. Somebody said, I don't remember who it was on the Niners, that said this is the best running game we've seen in watching film since the Atlanta game. And that was quite a while ago. So that's a high compliment to Washington being able to run the ball. And if you're a touchdown underdog, how are you going to cover that spread? You're going to control the ball and you're going to be able to run and get that clock moving. So Joe, you'll be at that game. What's the weather supposed to be like there this weekend?
I think it was like 60 degrees.
Fine, right? Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
A little better than the last Niner game you went to in Chicago week 1.
Yeah, a lot better weather. And it'll be a good time. Shout out the Anteater for using his season tickets and letting me attend.
Nice. All right, I'll go next. This is a pretty easy one for me. I can't think of anything that could be more fadeable than the largest comeback win in NFL history. And it's already a team I think is fake good and frauds and that I despise. And so taking the Giants and Daniel Jones as a road dog is it's right up my alley. And Minnesota, I don't think is going to benefit from a Jeff Saturday collapse this time. And so this one is kind of a no-brainer for me. Thoughts on Giants Vikings, dads?
Love it, Matthew. I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Matt, didn't you send me a thing from Ralph Michaels that there's been like 10 times that a team's come back from down 21 to win, and they're like, what is it, like 5-8 or 5-9 the following game? So decent fade spot for sure, like you said.
I want to try to find that because was that Saturday when we were pretty intoxicated?
It might have been either that day or you might have sent it the next day, Sunday.
Okay. A lot of things I don't remember from Saturday. Oh, here you go. Down 33 to nothing halftime, and historic win. Since at least 1989, the previous largest halftime deficit was 24 points. Ralph says the previous 15 teams to overcome a halftime deficit of 21 plus have gone 6-9 ATS in their next game. So there you go. Team that's a little due for some win-loss regression, irregardless. So Giants.
Irregardless. Plus, you got to think Daniel Jones is going to be trying to pull his cock out to impress the next team he's going to play for, right?
Yeah, seriously. And the Giants, they win that game in Washington and now have the inside track for a playoff spot. So the Vikings, they clinched the NFC North how long ago? On Thanksgiving, I think, something like that. So playing for seeding.
No, I think
it's still the seeding, but yeah, I mean, this is 100%. I love that bet.
Perfect. Moving right along, Neil, what are you looking at?
So I'm going to go with the double-digit dog and take the Seattle Seahawks going to Kansas City, catching 10 in the contest. I saw some 10.5s out there. Pete Carroll as an underdog, what is he? He's 20, 12-1 against the spread, in the last 5 years. So certainly that's decent. Certainly one of those motivating coaches. I mean, what have we really seen out of Kansas City? They completely fell apart in that game against Denver. Sleptwalked their way, to overtime against the Texans last week. I just don't know what Kansas City's motivation is at this point. Whereas, you have Seattle, who's now sitting there at 7-7. I mean, I think this is their all-in game that they've got to have one to stay in the playoff run here at this point. So I think with that offense, I mean, backdoor with getting 10 points, that backdoor is always going to be there. I know Lockett's not playing, but they still have enough, and Geno Smith's done enough this season that I don't see Kansas City holding him down. So I'll take 10 points with the Seahawks.
Let's get Kmart in here and get his take on Pete Carroll here as a dog.
Is he here? Finally.
Kmart, you made it.
Yeah, things took longer than I thought. So Pete Carroll as a dog.
Neil just gave out those Seahawks. Last we saw, they were getting handled by your Niners. So what do you think of Pete Carroll going into Arrowhead?
What's the contest line?
Plus 10.
It is 10. Double-digit dogs have been great this season.
Yeah, and I mean,
real quick while Kyle's thinking, I'll give him another second to think. The one thing that did concern me was this season was something crazy like teams after facing San Francisco. Who texted that? Right,
I have that. I have it right in front of me. Teams after facing San Francisco, 1-12 straight up, 3-9-1 ATS.
Not great.
And what's kind of conversely, teams that are playing off extended rest, which Seahawks are 4-0 ATS this season. So there's conversely, I mean, you can find a fucking narrative for every side on every game that you want to makes your wiener feel funny.
I mean, that. Is Neil, is that your best bet?
That's my best bet.
I feel like there's so many better games out there than this. I mean, I feel like the line's right, and double-digit dog. I mean, Pete Carroll obviously does really good things as a dog. Their defense is playing better. I mean, they played fine on Thursday night. They've had long rest. Apart from 2 big plays by Kittle and a turnover, I mean, they were commendable. I'm not sure where they are in the playoff picture, but I think I said something similar. It's kind of now or never.
Support. Yeah.
So I mean, they're once again 2 weeks in a row. They're going to give it everything they have. Lockett's out, is he not?
He is.
Yeah.
So I mean, good luck with Marquise Goodwin. We saw him, enough with the Niners. He'll probably get injured himself.
He'll probably hurt his hammy in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it just happens so often, with him for whatever reason. But I mean, if I were to lean anyway, it would probably be that side. But I don't love it. We're getting closer to playoff time, so I mean, I think you want to take the points where you can, just because teams, they're trying to position themselves, but also stay healthy themselves.
Another game that's going to be freezing ass cold, 12 degrees is the forecast for Kansas City. That sounds fun. Chris, let's get you in here. Do you think it gets to a point where the squares don't want to lay significant points with the Chiefs, or do you think people are just going to lay it with Mahomes no matter what? Average better, the people that Vegas preys on?
Tease it, you just got to tease it. If you would have teased him down last week, you would have been fucked. But if you would have teased him against the Broncos, you would have been good. You can always get saved by the teaser, Matt. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it depends on how Den-like. I know we don't know who that is. God rest his soul. Depends on how Den-like people are, because they'll keep going to the well, or Quan like they are. What we call our new fade guy, Quan. But I think that they don't care, because look at the record. They'll look at the record. They'll say that the Seahawks are trash. They're regressing back to what we all thought they were. And I don't know. I'm not. This game is a weird one. It's one of those where I lean, like you said, Matt. we're going to lean double-digit dog. I mean, this has – we could see Kansas City winning by 3 or 7. And the Seahawks, this is one narrative, though, that everyone – that if you go to Jimmy Bones or you go to a bar, pick a bar, my dad even says it, oh, man, they need a win. Man, they really need a win, man. They really need a win. It's like, if they need a fucking win that bad, then how good are they really? Why are they in that position to need a win? It means they're taking L's, right? So we're coming down to that time of year where it's like, oh man, they got to win. It's a must win. Careful with those must win narratives.
Yeah, and to go on that point too, Chris, like with everybody's like, oh, you know, Mahomes never loses in November or December, all that bullshit. Yeah, you're right. He's 34-5 straight up, yet he's 17-20-2 ATS. Like, as a bettor, you got to take that differential out of your brain and just bet the number. I mean, that's the right side. It's not going to make it into our contest unless Jared loves it, but I would agree that is the right side. Double digits, fire it.
Good teams win, but great teams cover, baby. All right. Kmart, let's throw it to you. So the ones that have been shared so far, Joe shared Titans. Chris shared, I don't listen to a lot of things Chris says. Chris, who'd you share? Washington.
Communist.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, of course. And I shared Giants before Neil shared Seahawks.
Okay.
What's one that you like this week?
I was going to ask if anyone's mentioned the Giants, but that's good. For me, it's the Panthers. I meant to text you guys earlier saying, you know, let me know if someone's going to do the Panthers, and that way I can come with something else. But yeah, Panthers to me is, you know, my best bet. Finally lost one last week on the Jets, you know, putting up a lousy 13 points and, you know, or was it 7? I don't even remember.
17.
But getting beat by Brock Wright on a 51-yard scrambling run after the catch was pretty pathetic for one of the best defenses out there. But I mean, Carolina, I don't know what the hell is going on with Detroit's defense, but they're playing better, as I've said on multiple, you know, podcasts. But I still think Darnold and company are going to be able to get enough done defensively is really where I like them. You know, I think they're going to slow down Goff and everybody just enough to hang in there. I don't expect them to blow the doors out, but, you know, Lions are they've covered 6 straight games, winners of 5 in a row. It's just more on a fade, and I know they're playing for their playoff lives as well. But at some point, something's going to give. So it's a little bit of a fade action on Detroit, as well as, I guess Claire's like, no, that's stupid, Dad. A little bit of a fade, as well as, you know, I like what I've seen out of Darnold. You know, as he's come back, he's still battling for his job and for, you know, playing somewhere if he gets traded next year. And, you know, they got 3 running backs. So they're just going to chew up the clock, slow the game down, let their defense get enough stops. And I think they win this thing by, you know, 6 points.
Sam Darnold, certainly on the nice list with his great character.
His great character and not getting mono. You know, he's just.
It's that time of year. Watch out.
Oh. No, I hate to say it, but I do agree with Kmart. I actually really love Carolina as well. I think doesn't this just feel like the kind of week where the Lions just fall flat on their fucking faces and get their asses beat?
Yes,
they are due.
Yeah, I mean, that line opened at 3 and now it's 2.5, and I feel like most of the tickets are on Detroit
for sure.
Oh, 100, dude, yeah, everybody's looking at that. Oh, it's free money. They just got to fucking win by a field goal. It's like, hey, and is Goof good in the cold? Is he comfortable?
Hey, 2 straight, both games in the Meadowlands. He comes through just enough.
I mean, that's the one last week is crazy. I mean, we almost got away with it, as in my team. You know, kind of once the quarterback issue was like, no, we'll just stick with the defense. Goff small hands in the cold, and he did just enough. He got that one last big play. And it's just like, you know, I just got to fade you again anyway. Sorry. Nothing against you, but yeah, I still like the pick regardless of just a pure fade.
Irregardless.
Keep in mind, Lions offense only scored 13 points last week. Their first score was a punt return touchdown.
Right.
Have the Jets allowed any of those this season in a big spot?
You'd think they would have learned their lesson.
Yeah, you would think.
I still think I just love the Jets giving up that fucking touchdown on 4th and 10 to that tight end. We just described the entire Lions offense.
It's kind of like, how are the Lions gonna? And the week before that, Joe, to ice the game, they run the fucking Penny Sewell in motion to convert on the 4th and 1.
Oh, dude.
So it's like, what kind of crazy ass bullshit are they gonna pull out of their ass this week?
The
like,
Lions have to be the most fun team to watch in years.
Oh, hands down.
Everybody's
Everybody's on board because
100%.
Kyle's right. Everybody's betting.
Besides second
Everyone
half
will bet on
against Miami, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I think, Kyle, to add on to this, I think you're aided by Carolina being off a loss last week. They were favored last week, and if people thought that was a good idea, they lose outright.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Pittsburgh,
sharps
so.
on them last week. It is
Yeah.
well. I mean, they're still in the hunt to win their division. You know,
For
they're
sure.
one game back of the really good Tampa Bay Bucks. So,
yeah,
still up for grabs. If they go 3-0, I mean, I don't know if they're going to go 3-0, but you know, if any of these teams go 3-0, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Is anyone laying 7.5 with the Bucks this week? Looks like free money.
they have Tom Brady. He's
Tommy, terrific. What about Philly?
We got to talk about that game.
Fuck.
If let's approach it from this angle. If people haven't bet it yet, how would we recommend people bet this game at this point with still uncertainty, right? Like the whole discussion all week has been, he's got a sprained shoulder, he's not going to play. And then they're like, well, hold on a sec, we're not going to rule him out. Like there's a chance. And now you get all the Eagles are pumping his tires saying he's a tough motherfucker. And how should people bet this at this point?
Fuck CLV. Take the Eagles. That's how I would do it.
Dude, based off this year, it'd be smart to just take the Eagles. Like after what the Bills did with that Josh Allen bullshit and all that, it's like, you know, the NFL. I know all the money's pissed.
I don't understand. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Has Minshew ever played?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, you know, the line movement. But I mean, last time I checked, the Eagles still have a great defense. So I mean, if they're going to give you 6 now, you take it. Especially for me, since I have Cowboys -1 from Monday before this news broke. It's like, why not? Why not get a 5-point middle? You know, especially at 6. So I mean, that's my kind of thinking is no one's injured. It's not like Hurts plays defense. Minshew's played before. You know, he's probably praying they're going to sit him because, you know, he heals faster or whatever's happening. But they still got enough weapons, and they're getting Goddard back. Oh,
yeah, and
best friend is a quarterback under pressure.
Cowboys defense just got absolutely murked too. So that kind of holds out hope for the Eagles. I mean, I just think they're going to run the ball, control the game. I hope it goes to 6 so we can moneyline the shit out of Eagles. Use that as a parlay piece.
I was going to say Kmart's your 5-point middle might be a great one if the Eagles weren't going to win outright.
Yeah.
It's still Dak. It's still McCarthy. I mean, come on. We know this is set up for Dallas's Christmas to get ruined, right? That's for sure how this is going.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and Dak's thrown like 150 picks this season. Just continue being yourself, Dak. Just wing it, please.
Yeah, I think to my point, to where the only thing I thought was, right, I think we saw this as it happened. It ticked up, I want to say even like to 6.5 before falling back down. And I think it fell back down. I'm curious to know whether or not, like, once he officially gets ruled out, does this trend further towards 6.5? If
I would think so,
or is it stuck on here? As assuming he doesn't play. Obviously, if he plays, it fires right back to 1.5 or whatever. But if he officially gets ruled out, does it start to tickle back towards 6?
Well, I don't know, because if they rule him playing, we got to know that he's actually playing and not like playing as a shell of himself or going in for one series and then Minshew comes in. We got to know it's 100% Jalen Hurts. Would you rather have 50% Jalen Hurts or 100% of Minshew? I think I'd rather have Minshew.
Minshew.
Yeah, and I know
I just don't see that.
The Eagles are losing 13 touchdowns rushing of production, but still, it's like they still have the rest of their team. And Minshew is athletic enough to distribute. I think it's a way overreaction. I think even if Minshew's starting, it should be Eagles +3.
Yeah, and I want to be honest, I don't think there's no way that he starts in this game, especially given their position. If you want to go like sort of in this realm and go like the conspiracy theorist side, there's no purpose of him playing. Why are you going to allow him to allow Dallas to see him? They're going to be their second toughest competition, in the playoffs. Why give him the opportunity? Just sit him and then go in the playoffs. There's no. I don't think there's any chance.
I agree with
this game.
If there's no risk of him injuring further and he can play, I don't see why they don't play him.
I know, is that a possibility though? Like, I don't see how you.
It's a sprain. If he's fully capable, I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. I don't think there's any way.
It will be interesting to see what happens when there is official news. Like you said, Neil, if you're liking the Eagles, I mean, you've got to think he's not playing. Do we think that hits 7 in any way?
No,
probably
way.
not. Right?
No,
6.
No. The wise guys, the big dicks won't allow it to get to 7. I'd be shocked if it goes to 6.5.
Which would make us I think for all of us, which would make us love it even more. If he gets announced out and this line just sticks at 5.5, that's pretty sexy for Philadelphia.
No, I want Minshew to be the starter and this motherfucker to go to like 4, 3.5. That would be hot.
Right. Even go the other way. Yeah.
Let's get out of here with one more game. Games Neverland 5, right? Let's get out of here with the Thursday night game. I think it's an interesting one. You have the Jags who have won 3 of 4. Just upset the Cowboys, upset the Titans the week before. They're starting to look good. Trevor Lawrence has figured it out. I don't know if you guys have heard. Meanwhile, the Jets have lost 3 straight.
3 of 4, I think. Or is it 4 of 5?
It was 3 straight. They lose
3 straight, 3 straight, and 4 of 5. Yeah,
there it is.
But 3 straight. Yeah.
So is this just a pretty classic buy low spot for the home team on a Thursday and a sell high spot for the Jags? Or are people staying away from this one?
I don't want to bet against football Jesus so close to Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch for fun, but I lean Jets at home with the defense and just getting pressure on Lawrence and kind of bringing them back down to earth.
Stuff people should know. Or go ahead, Joe.
I think I lean heavily more Jags, just because I think the Jets are like poor man's Cowboys, and we just saw the Jags and Cowboys play. So I would go Jags here to go. And I think, dude, Trevor Lawrence has quite literally been the best quarterback in the NFL since Thanksgiving. Like he's been fucking unbelievable. And yeah, the Jets have a good defense, but still, I don't know. I think the Jags are confident. Doug Peterson's trying to pull his cock out for everybody. I would go Jags here.
Jags left tackle out for the season. So you got to shuffle your offensive line on a short week. And Jets getting Quinnen Williams back. He did not play last week. Best defensive lineman. People should know that's going on. Chris, your squares, what do you think the Sean teaser is for this one?
I know, I just texted a few.
Quan.
Yeah, I just text the squares, all the contest lines. We'll see what they come back with. Yeah, I don't know. He actually on that Monday night when the Cardinals played the Patriots, he teased the dog up and they end up getting blown out. Obviously, he thought Kyler was going to play, not Mr. McCoy. But that being said, is he going to tease the dog up through the 7, through the 3 and the 7, Matt. I don't know. Joe, did you say you lean Jaggies here?
Jaggies, yeah.
Matt, are you on the Jet side?
I want to. I just don't know if my group is going to allow it in on a Thursday with so much stuff we're waiting on. There is an advantage to waiting until Friday night to submit. So we're going to talk here in a little bit. We'll see. Anything else, Dads? Anything we missed?
I don't think so.
Packers keep it rolling. Packers going to get hot and make it as the final playoff spot.
No, I'm fading them. We're going Miami almost 100%.
Really? Don't care about laying the points, Joseph?
Nope, don't give a fuck. Dude, Packers still are the scum we thought they are. So, yeah. Again, dude, this is honestly, and this is kind of scary, but this week has been my favorite week thus far. I have like 8 different ones that I'm like very confident with, which is probably the kiss of death. So you might want to fade me.
Yeah.
And Jared hasn't sent shit to me to bring me back down to earth either. So we're just waiting on that.
Yeah, did that open at 5.5 and they made it 4 in the contest?
No, I want to fade the living shit out of the Packers who've looked like scum forever.
That is the earliest game on Sunday, on Christmas morning. You're going to wake up and see the Packers down in Miami. Yeah, Chris, that has bounced around. It actually was 6. And then it got all the way down. Now it's all the way down to 4. But it did go 6, 5.5, 5. Yeah, so it's just been steadily moving towards Aaron Rodgers.
Shocker, the line moves towards the Packers. Wow. Can you believe it?
Well, didn't you see them beat Chris's Rams on Monday night?
Yeah, I did. So they're back. They're obviously a Super Bowl favorite at this point after beating the fucking dog shit Rams. Congratulations.
You don't want to face them in the playoffs if they're the 7 seed, is what people are saying.
God.
I don't know. I mean, isn't the narrative kind of, man, Miami looked good. They should have beat Buffalo in the blizzard. Free money. I don't know about you guys. I'm probably just teasing it through the 0.
No one do that. He's not serious.
Tease it through the 0, and then isn't there a historically low total? Which one is it? It's like 30.
Yeah.
New Orleans, Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a good teaser candidate. Why don't you just tease that puppy to like 24, and then that's like guaranteed winner. Niners down,
lowest in a decade.
Tease that total up, and then you basically win for free. It's like they're into handing out money, I guess.
I'm seeing 11 degrees. I'm seeing wind, 30-mile-an-hour wind, gusts into the 40s. That sounds absolutely terrible. How many people are even going to? Are there any sick fuck Browns fans that are going to go?
They'll pack that motherfucker, dude.
Oh,
Cleveland.
God.
I've been there. I've spent a lot of time there. My old employer was headquartered in Cleveland, so I went like a few times a year, including in the winter. They are crazy as fuck. It is the coldest fucking. Well, other than Green Bay, it is one of the coldest fucking places in the world. It sucks up there.
Lake Erie cock just blowing.
Dude, just the wind. Oh, it's awful. Awful.
Matt, you left out that both teams suck.
Yeah,
on offense too. So
Yeah.
don't forget that
What do
the
you
weather
mean,
sucks,
rapists?
but
The rapists can't
offense
take care of
sucks.
business at home.
you know what happens when
give
things
him a-
get cold, Joe.
a little massage.
Yeah, you'll get a
Fix that
massage
right
pre-game, kind of get his thing going, you know.
Get warmed up.
Hey, we started the pod with launching. Why not end it?
Oh yeah.
All right. We will not be here Sunday night to recap. Sunday is Christmas. We're going to enjoy our holiday. Monday, perhaps, maybe lead up to Monday Night Football. We'll hop on. We'll talk about what happened week 16. 3 weeks left in this shit, everybody. Stay winning. And everybody enjoy your holiday this weekend. And for all of our Jewish friends, enjoy your Hanukkah. Right? We have Jewish friends.
Couple.
Queen.
Couple.
Chris
Oh,
just
yeah.
acts Jewish, but he's not actually Jewish.
I'm growing out my curls right now.
All right, we're going to get out of here before we get canceled. Chris, remind everybody what happens sometimes when you bet on poop.
You might want to launch yourself off the Golden Gate Bridge into some Alcatraz shark-infested water, betting the Bucks and the Colts. But hey, you would have gone 1-1 against the spread, moms and dads.